Welcome back, Love Stylers. I'm Misty. Today we're going to be talking about my experience getting COVID and healing within 7 days. So 7 days ago, I got a positive test saying I had COVID-19 or whatever they're calling it now. And I wanted to do this video, and I hope YouTube don't kick me off YouTube because this is like mainstream now. So I got over it pretty quick, guys, compared to some. And I'm kind of proud of that. I feel like my immune system is pretty good because I eat on a carnivore-based diet, keto, carnivore, low-carb lifestyle here, where I eat meat, dairy, and eggs 90% of the time. The other 10% of the time, I eat some vegetables and maybe a little dark chocolate, and I do drink coffee. So I found a lot of healing in my life in the last 4 years eating keto, then over to carnivore, 2 years each. If you've never been here before, thank you for tuning in today and subscribing. Stick with me. It's going to be a fun year in 2022. You don't want to miss it. First, I want to say that COVID is not that bad, guys. It's more of a scary thing. I think we just fear the unknown, like anything, right? So, I do want to say this at the very, very beginning before I tell you about my experience is I eat better than all of the other people I know around me in the workplace, at home, and I still got it. I didn't think carnivores could get COVID. I swear to God, I thought carnivores would never, ever get it, but we can still get it. So it wasn't that bad. The most thing it did for me, guys, is make me tired. Here, I even wrote a poem about it. Call it COVID, Omicron, or coronavirus, whichever way you say it. It makes you so tired. My get up and go. It said, peace out 5 or 10 days before you leave the house. It's not the worst and it's not the best. Even if you're vaccinated, you may need a test. Can't find a good movie. Can't do chores. So much couching will make your back sore. Nausea, headache, fatigue, and more. Only 7 days because I'm a carnivore. So drink your bone broth and call your mom. Be grateful you're so healthy it won't last long. So if you feel thick phlegm in the back of your throat or a headache where you feel like your brain might blow, it could be COVID or Omicron or coronavirus. You can heal quickly, just like I did. So why I think I got over it so quickly is because I don't snack, guys, in between meals. I drink at least 7 cups of water a day and I get 7 hours of sleep, or at least I try very hard on the sleep. Sometimes I get a little bit less than 7 hours, but I eat a low carb diet. I do not eat refined sugars or packaged foods. I stick with meat, dairy, and eggs because I love a carnivore lifestyle for better immunity. So I got an itchy or strange, thick feeling at the back of my throat a week ago. And, I just kept clearing my throat. So I'm like, well, there's a lot of dust around me. We were moving things around. And I thought maybe there was some dust in my throat, but I kept clearing my throat. It never really got to a sore throat. So I was like, this can't be a sickness. This is just some dust in my throat. And then it turned to like a very slight cough. Now, I had heard about COVID being where you might get a dry cough. Now, I didn't know what a dry cough was. I only knew about a cough that you get when you have a cold. And so now I know what a dry cough is. It's kind of strange. It's a cough that really doesn't progress into any kind of phlegm coming back out of your mouth. It just kind of stays inside. So this is just my experience. I know there's plenty of videos out there with other people's experiences on this, but so that was the first thing I noticed. And I also noticed in the first 2 days, I started to feel a little bit sore. My body started to ache. Now, I never feel sore, even after I exercise, guys, and I don't go hard in the gym or anything like that. But I don't really get sore, and that's something. If you guys are eating carnivore or on a keto diet, you will notice probably that you get less sore when you do work out. And that's one of my favorite things about eating this way. But I got a little bit of soreness in my body. I thought it was strange. And then I woke up on one of the first couple days, and my timeline is a little bit off, with the most raging headache I've ever had in my 49 years of living. This felt like a brain aneurysm, and I don't even know what that feels like, but that's the only thing I could do to explain how bad this headache was. I mean, I was like that for hours. And you try the Tylenol and you try the Advil. It might work a little bit, but not much. For me, it didn't. So this lasted quite a bit of time. I want to say a 12-hour headache, something like that. And then actually during the week, I did have small headaches, but nothing was quite as severe as at the beginning of this. So the headache was the worst part besides being fatigued. So I just felt fatigued, guys. I never, ever feel tired. I never feel tired, and people don't believe me, but I'm going to tell you, eating meat, dairy, and eggs in my life, high protein, and trying to include my pink salt and my sleep and my water, I really don't feel tired. Now, I do drink coffee in the morning. I just like it. But so when I first wake up in the morning on a regular day, I am not completely awake for a little bit. So that is true. But normally I do not get tired during the day. When I got COVID this last week, I felt tired every single day of the week. So today would be my 7th day where I actually am starting to pick up some of my old energy, my good energy, my creative energy. So that's why I'm trying to do a video here, and I hope this comes out okay, guys, because again, I'm about 90% right now. I also did get some nausea. Nausea, however way you say it. A little bit of nausea the first day after the headache, and that was about a day, 24 hours worth of a little bit of nausea. Not anything that was too terrible. You really like being home when these kind of things happen because, you feel like you might throw up at work or something like that. I couldn't have that. And that's why they give you the 5 to 10 days. And it's not that bad, guys. COVID is very, very easy to heal from. It's a quick thing in our lives. I was feeling a little bit down because I was bored when I had COVID, and I felt like, oh, I'm a loser. I'm not getting all the downloads I normally get. I usually get tons and tons of ideas, so my creativity went into the toilet for the 7 days that I had COVID. But it's starting to come back, and that's why I wrote that little poem at the beginning. I hope you like it. If you have any questions, I am not a doctor. I am not a certified nutritionist. I've just been improving my life a little at a time by quitting drinking 4 years ago and giving up refined sugars and eating cleaner, a lot more protein in my life, going low carb is the best thing I ever did for myself. And a lot of things have improved. So if you have any questions for me about COVID, what it's like, I will answer you. I love engagement with you guys, and I appreciate you watching today. But I just felt like my energy level was probably at 20% instead of 100% like it normally is. So that to me was the worst part besides the original headache. I do want to point out that I did lose my taste and smell. Yes, this was probably the third most definitive thing or signal to myself that something else was going on other than a regular cold or anything like that, which, really, guys, I didn't have any signs of a cold. And I know it shows itself up in certain people different ways. And you may get a runny nose, and I know some people get a temperature. I did not get a temperature. But I did lose my taste and smell, and that was awful. I thought that I knew what that was like, to lose your taste and smell, because, when you have a regular cold, your nose gets stuffed, and you usually can't taste things as well. But it is nothing, for me anyway, like when I lost my taste and smell from COVID in this last week. It's starting to come back. I think I'm probably 75% there now, but completely losing smell and taste was very, very strange. And I've heard people talk about it. Of course, I watched a bunch of videos while I was off, but that was weird to me. And I even tried like strong things like smelling perfume, soap, whatever the strongest smells are in your house. When you lose your sense of taste and smell, it can be very strange. And so now I know what that's like. And I did not enjoy that part, but it did make me a little less hungry. And if I had to name one thing that people will hate that I said this, is you might lose some weight because your appetite goes down. So a little more fasting without even trying can occur when you have COVID like it did for me. And I think I lost a couple pounds. I really don't use the scale, but I can tell how my clothes fit. But please stay hydrated because that is very important. So the weirdest thing about this, besides all the things I named, and I thank you for tuning in today, guys. This is just a quick video about COVID and having it for 7 days. It's not that bad. It's a little bit boring. You know, I had this long list of things because you can't go to work for 5 days, you know. So I had a long list of things I was going to accomplish. And I will tell you, just doing the dishes took me 3 separate shifts to do my own dishes. And there's only 2 of us here. So that was very strange. Just standing up feels like it takes a lot out of you. And doing little chores like folding laundry can make you feel exhausted after. So if you get COVID, just know you can get over it pretty quickly. Have faith. Maybe try to catch up on some reading and light activities, even though it might poop you out. But that's kind of normal for this, I think. You know, I had a list, guys, of all these things I wanted to do when I had COVID because I would be sitting a lot and I'm not used to sitting for long periods of time. I was going to read a bunch of books that I need to catch up on, and that's always a good idea. I wanted to write some videos, and a little part of my book that I already began, and I didn't end up doing any of that. So if you feel like a loser, like I did during this week because I didn't get so many things done, it's okay. And I'm giving you permission, and the world is giving us all permission to take a break from everything and do nothing. Now, I feel guilty when I do nothing, but I had to do it. I was not well, and I'm feeling so much better now, 7 days later, and you can get through this very quickly. Of course, follow all of the directions, washing your hands, staying away from people. If you don't need to be so close, 6 feet apart, you can wear your mask and these other things and try to quarantine safely. Please take care of yourselves, guys, and watch my videos. This is a great time to look back on the last 2 seasons, season 1 and season 2, if you want to start a carnivore diet or a keto lifestyle or learn about all of the things that have improved in my life. Check out some of my videos. We also want to thank you for listening to Black Eyed Soul. We record right here in this room. Andrew and I are musicians, and that is available anywhere you find free music. That is also fun. Listening to music doesn't take a lot out of you. And I want to add this here at the end because I like to do a truth bomb at the end, guys. My truth bomb about having COVID is if you have a healthy immune system, this will be just a couple of days, a week, 10 days out of your life, most likely, for most people. If you have a healthy immune system, you can get over COVID very, very quickly. It's not as scary, I don't think, as it has been in the past. And it can be scary for some people who have a compromised immune system. But if you eat low carb and you eat a clean diet, and you follow the principles of a keto diet or a carnivore diet, or at least a low-carb lifestyle, this will be no problem for you. You can heal quickly like I did. Remember your bone broth, because that helped me quite a bit, because it has all of the stuff you need in it. And thank you for tuning into Love Style. Please stay well and ask me anything in the comments, because I've been through it now, guys. and I'm very, very honest. Peace out.